if you'll raise your right hand and read this paragraph, and then when you're finished, and then you'll need to sign, yeah, right there. And then on this one, you'll read this paragraph and then sign there.
Okay.
And then I'll get those back.
I, Caleb Bold, do solemnly swear that I have not directly or indirectly paid, offered, promised to pay, contributed, or promised to contribute any money or thing of value, or promised any public officer or employment for the giving or withholding of a vote at the election at which I was elected, or as a reward to secure my appointment or confirmation. Whichever the case may be, so help me God. I, Caleb Bold, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the duties of the Office of Planning and Zoning Commission member, City of Keene, State of Texas, and I will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States. So help me God.
Okay, I'll sign that one. And then you'll sign my book right there, and then your address.
Need a picture.
Okay.
Look at me and smile.
All done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can you get those done?
Okay, you've done this before. So here's your statement.
Okay.
Then sign there. Your statement and sign there.
Okay. I, Gilbert.
Yeah.
I, Gilbert Perez, do solemnly swear that I have not directly or indirectly paid, offered, promised to pay, contributed, or promised to contribute any money or thing of value, or promised any public office or employment for the giving or withholding of a vote at the election at which I was elected, or as a reward to secure my appointment or confirmation, whichever the case may be, so help me God. In the name and by the authority of the state of Texas, I, Gilbert Perez, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the duties of the Office of Planning and Zoning Commission member, City of Keene, State of Texas, and to the best of my abilities preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States and of this state, so help me God.
Right. Put your address in, it can just be the street. Alrighty.
Thank you.
Right there.
Got the pin ball too.
All right.
Hey Don, you gonna get those to Orna?
Yes. Well, I'll give you the video.
Okay. Check out the next newsletter, you'll probably be in for great.
Okay, the time is now 6:06 p.m. We can open the meeting of the Planning and Zoning Commission for the City of Keene. We'll begin with the call to order. Okay, thank you. And if we could all stand for the invocation given by Chris Rhodes.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this evening. Thank you for the ability on this lovely night to conduct city business. Thank you for the protection with the cold weather that came in. Please be with us through the rest of the week. be with all of us in our personal lives. Amen.
And give the Pledge of Allegiance as well. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, I'd like to welcome our two newest members, Caleb Bowl and Gilbert Perez. Gilbert's been on the commission a couple times before. And I have no other remarks at this time. Don, would you have anything you'd like to add?
Good evening, and just like to welcome the two new members as well, and thank the rest of you for showing up. Appreciate that, to help us conduct city business. Things are moving along with the city, and things are looking exciting for the future. We got some good things hopefully coming down the road pretty soon, as you've noticed, with Tractor Supply and All Subs, and there may be a couple others, as well as the 4 developments that are going on, and that's why we're here tonight, to review one of them. So thank you.
Okay, thank you. Jonathan, do you have anything?
Not really. Same thing, just thank you guys. It's good to see these boards start to get to where they need to be. How many, is this a full board now, Holly, or do we have more available spots still? It's full?
Yeah, there's 3 terms come up in March.
Awesome. Well, congratulations. We got a full board, so that's big. And Dawn is right. There's a lot of conversations going on that this board will get busier. And I would also recommend, if you know people for the, what's that other board that we don't even have right now?
Zoning Board of Adjustments?
Yeah, the Board of Adjustments. That's a board that, so if you know people, recommend. That's another board that'll, I think, become crucial here in the next few years. So, but yes, thank you all for serving.
Is that the one that requires a majority of tradespeople?
Yes.
Okay. All right, thank you. Ms. Russell, do we have any yellow cards for public comments? Okay. At this time, if the member of the public would like to speak, you're welcome to take the podium and give us your name and address. If not, we've already administered the oath of office. That was prior to our agenda. We do need to consider reappointments for another 2-year term beginning in March for those that are still interested. My term, Chris Rhodes' term, and Miguel Espinosa's terms are all coming due. That's place 1, 3, and 5. And if anybody in the public is interested, not sure if we have a commitment from all 3 yet, but have you reached out at this time? Okay. I'm interested in serving. Have you given any thought to a 2-year term? Not yet.
No, I thought it was longer than 2 years, to be honest, so.
Yeah, well,
Yes, Chris wants to serve again.
you're,
I've been voluntold.
Yeah, well,
and we don't really know about Miguel yet.
He's not here to defend himself, so he is volunteering too, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, we can recommend him, and then if he changes his mind or doesn't plan to reconsider, then we can, the city council can deal with that. Do we need to submit a new application?
No, just expressing your recommitment, and in the minutes will act as your application or recommendation for council to consider reappointment.
Okay. All right. Then I've committed to a second term. Chris has, and this has Miguel Espinosa as an alternate. He's not been an alternate in the past. Edgardo is our,
Actually, I've been the alternate.
Edgardo is our alternate, and
I was looking at that, and his name was checked off, and I'm like, what happened? When did I become a regular?
All of the paperwork that I had been handed to me from the previous city secretary had that, so I will change that.
okay. So if somebody would like to make a motion to recommend the reappointment of all three of these members, we can present it to the city council at whatever meeting prior to March is convenient for them.
I'll make the motion. I move to recommend to the city council to the reappointment of Philip Jackson, Chris Rhodes, and Miguel Espinosa to serve on the Planning and Zoning Commission for a 2-year term ending in March of 2027.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there a second? Okay. We have a motion by Gilbert Perez to recommend to the city council the reappointment of myself, Chris Rhodes, and Miguel Espinosa to serve on the Planning and Zoning Commission for a 2-year term ending March 2027. And a second by Caleb Bowl. All in favor, raise your hand. Okay, all right. Any against? Okay, and, all right. So it passes 4-0. All right, you should have minutes from the December 9th meeting in front of you, especially those that were here. Might want to review and see if there's any changes. I think it looked, according to my recollection, it looked correct. If there's no discussion, we can get a motion then to approve the regular scheduled Planning and Zoning Commission meeting held on December 9th, 2024, be approved as presented or with any recommended corrections. Can I entertain a motion at this time? Edgardo, you were here. I guess if you're not voting as an alternate, then Chris, you were here.
I'll make a motion I move the minutes of the regularly scheduled Planning Zoning Commission meeting held on December 9th, 2024 be approved as presented.
Okay.
Or with recommended corrections.
All right. We have a motion to approve the minutes. Is there a second? Okay. Okay. We have a motion by Chris Rhodes to approve the minutes from the regularly scheduled December 9th, 2024 P&Z meeting with a second by Caleb Bowl. All those in favor, raise your hand. Okay. Motion passes 4-0. All right, and then we have some revisions to the plat for the canyons. A few changes. Are we going to have that available on the screen? Okay. So that's our next order of business. And Don, do you want to speak to that, or do you have a
Sure.
representative?
Yeah, so in front of you, you should have two plats. One, I didn't bring my glasses, so this small print's hard to read, but one of them was been approved already. There were basically four changes that were made to the plat since it was presented and approved by P&Z and City Council, but it was never recorded at the county. So we just have to reapprove it again, if you wish, recommend to City Council, and they will approve it, and then it'll be recorded at the county. So we tried to highlight the areas. So if you look at the far left of the plat, you'll see that larger lot. On one of them, it's labeled as 1X. That's the one that was approved. Well, that lot was sold to the school districts. That's hopefully going to become part of their sports complex. So that had to be taken off the plat. In the next section on blocks G and H, they did some minor adjustments on some of those lots. They took like 10 feet off of one lot on, I believe it's H, and added it to G to kind of even those lots out a little bit more. But some of them were 120, and they knocked them down to like, 110 each roughly. So that was the other. And then down at the bottom, you'll see the highlighted on the one where it talks about the sewer, the current sewer easement that is there that runs through the back of those lots on Block A at the very bottom and kind of in the center there. You'll see that sewer line will be moved within the next couple of years. And that was part of the agreement that we went to get it out of their backyards, and it'll be moved into. So mainly this just kind of cleans up the plat, and there'll be a separate instrument that we get from the school districts, and that's kind of what this plat is showing now. And then the last change will be on the far right at the bottom. If you look at the one plat, the original one on Block A and B, they were kind of large lots. They just went ahead and divided those up so they can get houses on them, and then the two smaller areas will be dedicated to HOA for monument signs, things of that nature, and like that, so HOA. And it's just all spelled out in the plat. Did I cover everything? Okay, thank you. So if anybody has any questions? And just some minor changes to what was originally approved.
Okay. Anybody from the public want to speak? If not, we can entertain a motion. Somebody would like to make a motion to recommend to the City Council the approval of the revised plat for the Canyons residential development, or if not, any other motion that you care to make? Anyone in it? Any of our new members or Chris are welcome to entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion. I move to recommend to the City Council the approval of the revised plat for the Canyons residential development.
Okay. We have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay. We have a motion by Gilbert Perez to recommend to the City Council the approval of the revised plat for the Canyons residential development, with a second by Chris Rhodes. All in favor, raise your hands. Okay. Motion carries 4-0. There is no executive session scheduled. And so we can move on to requests for future agenda items. Will we be scheduling any kind of workshop for our newest member?
I'm not sure if we're going to have an actual workshop. We can try and work something in, or you're more than welcome to come by and, set up some time with me, and we'll sit down and we'll go over, kind of the bylaws and the procedures, things of that nature. And then, okay, you already got some training that you need to complete? Okay, yeah, that's a good start. And just, I may have mentioned this before, but we are in the process of trying to get a grant to help us redo our whole master plan, comprehensive plan, all that stuff. So this board is going to be a big part of that research and have a lot of input into that. So hopefully we'll hear something on that in the next few months where we're at, and it's looking really good that we're probably going to get that, and it's going to pretty much pay for the entire thing, as long as we follow all the rules that they set out.
It is kind of coming up on a 10-year anniversary for our last one, isn't it?
I believe so, yeah.
It was around 2016 or something.
Yeah, I think it was, I want to say it was updated in 2019, but I'm not positive on that. Yeah.
Okay.
So it needs to be done, and as you see, demographics change, the culture changes, the world changes, the economy changes, so, our plan needs to change along with that, and we're looking forward to that. So, reach out to your fellow citizens if you can and get some input, and we'll try and put that all together, hopefully here in the near future.
Okay.
Yeah, this grant will actually do land population shift studies. I mean, when this thing is done, we'll have everything we need. Even, it evaluates all the roads down to the beds, the most traveled, where people are moving. It's it's something I'm really excited about. In fact, I bugged her again today. So, but it'll be very helpful.
Well, I know our last one was presented by the University of Texas at Arlington, the School of Interurban Affairs or something
Right.
of that nature, so.
Yeah, and that one took several years to get completed because it was started and then, you know, the seniors moved on and they kind of had to start again, and that went on for, and before it was done. So this will be different. This will be done by, you know, different companies, and it's all through a grant, so it'll all be paid for, and hopefully we can knock it out.
Okay. As far as educational material, I know Robert F. Brown mentioned he'd updated his handbook on land usage or something like that in a previous city council meeting. I don't know if he'd want to provide some of those manuals
Look
or.
into that.
So, all right. Is there anything else anybody wants to consider for next agenda? Okay. All right. If not, we can call this meeting closed at 6:23 p.m. Thank you all for attending.